G'day tubers, how are we people? Hope you are all well and not suffering from the China virus. I call it the China virus because that's exactly what it is. So thank you so much to the wonderful people in Wuhan for bringing this to us. Just a little bit of local information. Melbourne in Australia has now become the world record holder for lockdown. And I can tell you it is bloody miserable, but that's another complete other story. I'm not getting into politics as much as I would like to. Thank you to my subscribers, my viewers, and anyone else who contributes anything at all. As you know, I never ask for subscribers. It's entirely up to you guys. But anyway, now look, I've got a good one here, people. A little project that was, it's not mine and I can't keep it. I've got to give it back. Which is going to be painful. But anyway, it belongs to a friend of mine and it's an old Victa 18 Toecutter lawnmower. Many of you will remember a lot of these from the 2000 Olympics in Sydney opening ceremony. But they were called a Toecutter because they used to have a little lawn edging attachment that went off the side, and apparently no end of people were cutting off their toes with them. So I think they either got banned or abandoned or whatever the case may be. This isn't a restoration. What the customer wants, or what my mate wants, is just get it going, see what's salvageable, what can be done, so on, and he'll make a decision from there. But yeah, it's a real piece of Australiana. I'm looking forward to doing this one, and besides that, I've got nothing else to do anyway because we are in lockdown thanks to Wuhan. Yeah, let's get into this, people. I think it'll be a good little project, and with a bit of luck, we'll be able to get it to go.
Well, here it is, guys, a Victa 18. Don't know what year it is, but it's probably as old as me, and I'm 58. Doesn't go, turns over, no spark plug in it, but it feels like it's got a touch of compression when you block the hole. Still got original fuel in it that's turned to varnish. None of this works. We're not doing a restoration on it. The guy just wants to see if it'll actually go. I don't know if it's got spark or anything, but as you can see, it's a bit sad. It needs a little bit of work. Don't know what the carby's like, anything, so it's probably all seized up. The fuel tap's seized. But yeah, she's an oldie. Look at that, Victa Mowers, Milperra, Sydney, New South Wales. So a Victa Special. He's been starting it with his electric drill, but yeah. Well, anyway, what we're going to do is we'll pressure clean it and start pulling the motor to a few little bits and pieces, start checking a few things and see what we've got. One thing about these guys, they're really easy to work on. That cable in there is pretty seized up. It's sort of moving. That's unserviceable. Carby comes off pretty easy. It'd probably be all right with a damn good clean up. We'll give it an ultrasonic clean. Check it right out. Needs a new bit of fuel line. That's as hard and as brittle can be. There's probably more grass under there than anything. But you've got to admire, this is what the thing with going back in time. All these nuts and a lot of these nuts and bolts are actually brass and that. Back then, Australia built quality stuff. Not like the garbage we make now. Well, we don't make anything now. It's all overseas in China. But back when this was made, we had a fantastic manufacturing industry, and the whole lot's gone for whatever reason. But yeah, I hold pretty good hopes for this thing. I don't think it's as bad as it looked. A bit of a clean and it doesn't look too bad. If only those things could talk. Have a look at that. No, not bad. Bit of a wasp nest in there. Beautiful quality. This is an aluminium blower housing. Yeah, beautiful quality, and it's in beautiful condition. As I say, I'm sort of holding out fairly high hopes for this. I don't think it's as bad as it looks, but yeah, we'll keep going. I'm going to check it for spark in a minute and see how we go from there. From what I can tell, tubers, we've got no spark, but I might not be spinning it quick enough. Could be just a set of stuck points, anything. Someone's got a bit rough with it. A few of these fins are a bit bent. I'm hoping I can bend them back over without bloody busting them off. Flywheel come off pretty easy, guys. All appears to be there. Just rotating the crank. The points are opening and closing, but that doesn't mean they're not dirty, of course. Yeah, we'll keep going. Oh, the flywheel was rubbing a bit on the this housing too. I don't know if that means it's got a heap of end float. We'll find out when we pull it apart a bit more, or what. But that's for your time, setting your timing. I mean, it sort of looks serviceable, but we'll check it all out. We're going to attempt to undo this flywheel, guys. This should be good for a laugh. Probably use a new set of blades too, but I don't think the guy's going to go that far with it. But as I say, it's still looking pretty promising. Well, that come off easy, guys. Don't know about that bushing, that's another story, but we'll keep going with that. Undo those four, they're the 4 bolts that hold the engine. That also, that thing there, and that's the outlet, that becomes the muffler, and the muffler sticks through the other side and down through that mower deck and gets muffled in there. Well, that's the motor off, guys. That red back there, or whatever he is, doesn't look too happy with me. Yeah, he looks quite pissed off. He'll be all right. We'll keep away from him now. I mean, look at that. That is the where the shaft for the original edge cutter would have gone. I mean, how many of those plastic covers would be left? Not too many. We'll have a bit of a tidy up and make some room on the bench, and we'll pull this motor down a little bit and just have a little bit of a look. That's the ignition assembly off, guys. Looks like a brass cam there. Yeah, seems all right. Coil assembly. Yeah, once again, got to be all checked out, but yeah, no, it's not too bad. Just undid the cylinder head, guys. I don't know when the last time this was off, if ever, so let's have a look. A few spiders. Hemispherical combustion chamber. Oh, okay. Geez, the ball looks all right. Bit hard to see, but the ball looks pretty good. I think we're going to be lucky here, guys. Tell you what, guys, that cylinder's not bloody bad. It's a bit hard to see, I know. We'll clean that right up, but I reckon just a good hone and this will go. I don't even think I'll bother splitting the crankcase, to be honest. That piston and all that, I mean, while a bit carbony and that all looks quite serviceable. The rings look pretty good, not stuck or anything. They do have locating pins. I'll talk about that more later. The only other thing that might be a problem is the seals in the end of that crank. Now, if they're no good, it will suck air. Yeah, maybe running it lean or not running it at all. But I'm not gonna, I don't want to split that crank. I can't see any gain in it. Everything feels all right. And as I say, the guy doesn't want to spend big bucks at this stage. I think we'll be able to get it going without spending a heap of money. Cut a few new gaskets and clean up what we got and clean up the chassis. And it's, you know, it'll have nice patina, I think. I mean, it'd be nice to do it right up, but no, I think we'll go with it how it is and just try and rebuild what we've got, I think. Just being a two-stroke, guys, I'll take this piston off just so I can clean it. Have a close look. See that little pin and that little pin there? That is to line up the piston rings on reassembly, like so. If you put it in backwards, there's every chance that those rings, the gap, will catch on the transfer ports and smash the rings and smash your motor. So we'll make sure those pins face towards that side of the motor. So if that's the base of the crank, the pins have got to face towards us. So just watch these things, especially with a two-stroke. Well, number one, if you don't line it up, you'll never get the bloody piston in. Yeah, if you got the piston the wrong way around, you could have issues. Well, that's the tank off, guys. Off that blower housing. Just watch 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 little rubbers that obviously stop the tank from rubbing on the aluminium. The fuel is come out like varnish. So yeah, so the inside of the tank's rotten. As you can see, have a look at that coming out of that. So that's got to be cleaned out before we can do anything. I'm tipping the carby's the same. That's the fuel tap. Going to need a good clean. I don't think that filter's going to be serviceable, but we'll see. But I'm tipping when I crack that carby open, it's going to be full of that stuff in there. But stranger things happen, you never know. Pretty much as I thought, guys. Wasn't getting contact across the points. Just cleaned them up with some emery paper, bit of contact cleaner, and yeah, the multimeter says I'm getting continuity and it's breaking when I open it, so that's all right. The coil checks out okay. Did a bench test on that. Put a new plug end on it. Yeah, just cleaned it up a little bit so the ignition's ready to go. We should be, as I say, I think it should be a runner, depending, well, if the carby's all right, we'll find that out. Screwing around with this petrol tap, guys. Couldn't save the filter on top. Yeah, not really a huge problem, as long as you keep the tank clean and put clean fuel in it. It's not a huge drama, but going off the inside of that tank, we'll see. Oh, well, the tap come apart pretty easy, guys. Little valves are right. The O-rings, well, one was that brittle it just broke, and the other one is well worn, but fortunately I've got some there that I think should fit. So we'll clean everything up, polish it up, and cut the new O-rings and put a new copper gasket on the end of that, and she should be all right. Well, that was easy, guys. It all checked out. Put 2 new O-rings in it, and yeah, she's working beautifully. Seems to hold pressure and everything, so we'll find out once we put a bit of petrol on it. Well, tubers, we'll start work on this carby. Yeah, it just needs, well, we'll find out. It needs a damn good clean up, and hopefully we can pull it apart without breaking any of these fibre O-rings. Pretty quick and easy, this one, guys. Float, I can't hear anything in the float. Inside the fuel bowl, a little bit scummy, but gee, nothing bad. Have to take that jet out of there. Take the needle and seat out, have a look at that, and I didn't break the O-ring, which is a good thing, even though I think they're easy enough to get. I'm just trying to do this without spending any money if possible, but yeah, I think this should clean up. Well, that's the carby done, guys. Pretty bloody straightforward, really. Yeah, no adjustment screws or anything for the mixture. Just got to line up. Probably can't even really see. There's a brass tube. Just got to line that up with those screws. That screw there is to guide the throttle slide. Yeah, just I put new fibre washers in it where I could. Can't do much more than that. I mean, it's, you know, It's the simplest carby you can get. Well, that's the cylinder cleaned up, tubers. Gave it a good hone out. I don't know how well you can see that. Hang on. Yeah, you can sort of see it. Yeah, gave it a good hone. Cylinder's in beautiful condition. Just faced up, just cleaned up, you know, where the gaskets go, ring the threads. I didn't worry about pulling those covers off the transfer ports, no point. They're clear. Yeah, that's cleaned up the exhaust. Yeah, that cylinder's ready to go. I'm not painting it, just leaving it in its original patina. Yeah, we'll just slowly start reassembling now. I'll do the crankcase now and cylinder head, and we can sort of start thinking about cutting a few gaskets and putting the basic engine back together. Identifying marks on the crankcase, guys. Victa 125, that's obviously the manufacturer, and the CCs. On the side here we've got, hope you can see that, looks like AAA, and then 259, and then 18. Now, I don't know what the AAA is, it could be like a Model A, I don't know. The 259, I'm only guessing, and I could be wrong, could be second month or February of 1959, and the 18, I'd be pretty sure is the model, like it's a Victa 18, so I'm tipping that's the case. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, correct me. Well, I think we got the tank cleaned out pretty well, tubers. It was really, well, you saw. Yeah, tried a little trick and it seems to have worked. I filled it up with some gravel off the driveway. Not filled it, just sort of, about a handful. Dumped it in with some rip-off, it's called. It's just a alkaline sort of clean and stuff. And then chucked the nozzle off the pressure cleaner in there, and that agitated the rock. And I tell you, I wouldn't have believed the crap that came out of it. And it's pretty clean inside. You can't really, it's a bit hard to see. Come up a bloody treat. I mean, for what it is, you've got to dry it right out, of course, and then I just sprayed some WD-40 in there to, stop it from rusting anymore till I get some two-stroke in it. Most of the other bits are sort of cleaned up, except for a few other parts there, but flywheel, crankcase, all that's all done, ignition's all done. We're going to start to do a little bit of reassembly shortly. Well, that's the tank back on, guys. Yeah, like I say, cleaned out beautifully. We're not painting anything. As I've said, it's going to look much better in its original patina. Put the little rubber blocks back under the tank. Didn't want to go too crazy because I didn't want to lose that sticker. Yeah, the tap all fits back. It's all looks to be all right. So we might start doing a bit of assembly of the motor. Well, that's the piston and barrel back in, guys. Very straightforward, very easy. Make sure you put the barrel on the right way, of course, and the piston in the right way, which we've double checked on, triple checked. So next thing to go on basically is the cylinder head. Well, cylinder head went on easy, guys. Once again, just torque them down evenly to whatever the manufacturer recommends, manufacturer specifications. Gotta love two strokes. No valve clearances to stuff around with, or cam timing, or all that sort of stuff. Just bung the head on and you're pretty much done. Well, that's the ignition back on, guys. Set your crank on top dead centre, and then set your points. I put about 15 thou on them. I don't know what the settings got to be. As long as they open and close, I suppose it's going to be pretty bloody close for 15,000. Look, they could be 12, they could be 20. It just, I don't know. So I've just sort of gone with a round figure, and that's 15. Well, flywheel's back on, guys, and tightened up, and we appear to have a really good spark. So that's all good at this stage. Yeah, we'll keep going. Well, there we have it, tubers. One Victa engine. Bloody good compression. Oops, there we go. That'll do it good, won't it? It's not the most stable thing out of the chassis. Got to work out some sort of exhaust gasket. That's what come off it. And it's pretty sad. It has to be, you know, something, not asbestos, of course, but something thick that won't burn. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Have to work something out there. The tank's all clean, as you know. Good compression, good spark. Yeah, carby's back on. Yeah, looking good.
Tell you what, tubers, I'm going to call this part 1. It's a fun little project, this one, and it's a really good piece of Australiana. I love Australiana, as you guys know. We live in the best country in the world. It's only our leadership that lets the place down. Anyway, that is another long story and a good argument point. Part 2 is going to be about the chassis for this mower. We're going to clean it up once again. There's no paint, there's nothing fancy. It's just going to be tidying up and cleaning up what's there. And we'll bolt the motor back down, and with a bit of luck, we'll see if it actually goes. But yeah, as I say, tubers, stay well. Thank you to my subscribers, my viewers, and anyone else who contributes anything at all. Steer clear of the China virus, and I'm going to talk to you guys very, very soon. Have fun, people. Bye.